stillness somewhere above. The city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true that you were lost and this is a clue. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo.
Hi guys, my name is Ekat. Welcome to another Cardistry Basics tutorial. Today you're learning Damn Straight by Kevin Ho. Make sure to follow Kevin on YouTube and Instagram. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to do this now. The notification bell is also very handy. Thank you, Kevin, so much for allowing me to teach this display. Kevin is one of my favorite cardists. And I want to give away something. Contest time. The first person to tag myself and Kevin with you performing this display, I'll personally send you this deck of cards. I think that's a pretty good deal, but you have to be really quick because you got to be the first one. If you're watching this video way past the moment I posted it, most likely the contest is over. Enjoy learning this move. Let's get started right now. Grab your favorite deck of cards and start from the mechanic's grip. What you will do is transfer the grip to this one, to your right hand, and you will start a swing cut. You want to swing cut approximately half the cards. Now, when you're first learning this move, if you feel like you'd like to start with 3/4 of a deck, go for it. Essentially, you're going to get into a grip, the same grip in both hands. So from here, you swing cut, which separates the packets in two. Your index finger is coming from the bottom. So both of your indexes are helping you pivot this packet. So again, swing cut, and you will pivot the packet and catch it in a modified or a high mechanic's grip because you have all this space. Again, swing cut, and you're here. This grip allows you to re-grip with your thumb on the bottom and use your index to then take 3 to 5 cards and break the packet further. Now again, the pivot happens with your indexes. Now use the remaining fingers on your left hand to catch that packet, but more precisely your middle and ring. So that means you will really stretch those 2 fingers and again help yourself by keeping the right hand here and guide this packet right there. Now this is damn straight display, so you make sure this is really, really straight. So this is the grip. Now if I wanted this to be more perfect, I would make sure that this is aligned where my fingers are in the middle of this edge. And that's essentially the grip in your left hand. Let's get into this one more time. Now it's just uncomfortable at first, but once you get it, it's not that difficult. So from here, again, you guide this packet and you readjust and you slide. And see, sometimes you'll see separations here. That will mean that the cards, once you pivot them, will fall. So you have to start over, make sure you have a really nice grip. Separate. Again, I'm really placing it straight so that I have an alignment here. And that's how you will then pivot your hand. This is the left hand. This is the most easy part. The hard part is going to be with your right hand. But if we start from the beginning, once you've done this, swing cut, pivot, put it in the grip. You have a solid grip. You can feel it. For me, because I don't have that big of a hand, I like to have both of these fingers push against the edge together. That gives me more support. So from here, you will need to, so you've used your index, you will need to reposition the index here. So on the top of the right packet. And from this position, you can use then your index again from the left hand and the index from the right to pivot the packet again in between the middle and the ring finger. And that is super uncomfortable and even more complicated than the left hand, although this is exactly the same grip, but I would argue this way it's the same grip, and it's kind of the grip face down. Okay, so here I'm bending the card more because for some reason I feel like I have less space between my fingers. So if you need to bend the card to fit it, go for it. Again, there's no excuse of small hands here. So this is almost complete. You have 4 packets displayed. The last thing you're going to do is use your thumb, and that's the easiest part. Again, try to position it towards the middle so you have a good straight display. And you're going to cut, and then you're going to extend everything. Don't worry, I will show you different angles. You know, my style of teaching is really going maybe in too much detail. So you're here, you finished your work with the index. Now, here's what not to do. I felt it was much easier actually to use my middle finger to pivot and to grab with the index and ring. Okay, I have to get back into that position to show you. This is what I was doing for the longest time because it's much easier to grip with the index and ring. But what ends up happening is that your packet ends up not being completely straight. So please use the same grip between your middle and ring fingers. So again, I'm shifting the index to the right. I'm going to pivot down. I'm using the index finger. Again, I don't have much of the index finger available, but just enough to cut. Now I've cut just 1 card, but that's okay. And then here, sometimes I use even the left thumb to help guide that packet over here. And I make sure it's positioned straight on top of the index. And then the thumb is going to be used to open up that last packet, and your right hand is going to pivot down, and your right is really down and your left is really up. And you're trying to straighten it. Use your finger. You might be here, reposition straight. And you get the display. To close, you're simply going to kind of reverse the motion, bring your right hand upwards, close that packet, bring the right hand to the top of the left packet to pick up this one, drop everything in mechanics grip here, and then pinch the bottom right here and pivot like this. One more time with a full deck of cards. Swing cut, cut the packet, put it in the grip, shift the index finger back, use the index of the left, cut a bottom packet, use again your middle and ring to place everything in the grip. Now you're here, use your thumb, break off a final packet, rotate in a straight line, readjust if needed. Close by bringing your right hand up, then you go up again. Mechanics grip, pinch, pivot on your thumb. Let's pick it up from this angle. That's your grip. Swing cut, pivot in the grip. Your index moves here, your other index is on the other side. It cuts that packet, you're catching it. That's the most stretch you're gonna do. Then your thumb, of the left hand cuts. You pivot downwards, you display. You bring your right hand up. You go up here. Again, you use the remainder of the skin of your fingers to grip. Like this. You pinch over here. And all this pivots on your thumb. All right, last time you can do this. You're gonna cut, pivot, cut again, get into the grip with your left hand. Index cuts here. You're pivoting this slowly because that's the difficult reach. Use your thumb of the left hand if needed as support. Now both of your hands are in the grip. Use your thumb to cut that final packet. Try to aim it at the middle of the edge and then pivot your hands. straighten things up. Now bring your hand back up, like this, like that. Pinch over here, doesn't have to be perfect, and rotate by using your thumb. This is my final tip. When you're performing this move live, you can take your time building it up. The most important part is here, when you go here, to display a straight line, as straight as you possibly can. And then when you close, if you feel this packet is shaky, that's the packet you can grip first. How you close it is actually not that important when you perform live. You can also use your own creativity and find your way to close it. So I really look forward to seeing you guys perform this on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me and tag Kevin, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.
To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo.